Locals call it the Little Red Dot after its diminutive proportions on world maps. But Singapore punches way above its weight when it comes to offering travelers high-octane opulence and luxury living. This is, after all, the backdrop to the movie Crazy Rich Asians. We reveal the city-state as only the super rich get to experience it. From the most famous hotels,
you arrive as guests, you leave as friends, and you come back as family,
to the exclusive world of fine dining.
Right now it's on the list for $30,000.
And shopping, luxury cars, and private yachts.
You really have to experience it to understand it.
This is First Class Singapore. There's no shortage of options when it comes to five-star accommodation in Singapore. Marina Bay Sands is famous for its rooftop infinity pool, but it's the chairman's suite that is the real hidden gem. It's so exclusive that it's invite only. A short hop away from downtown on the resort island of Sentosa is Capella, Singapore, famous for being the venue for high-level international meetings. For the most prestigious stay, book the Colonial Manor. And for history and heritage, there's nothing quite like the Raffles Hotel Singapore, which has not one, but 2 presidential suites to choose from. Few hotels in the world are as famous as Raffles Hotel Singapore. And overseeing every aspect of this elite establishment is General Manager Christian Westbeld.
I have the extreme pleasure and honor to look after the Raffles Hotel Singapore's day-to-day business, as well as everything that is related to the strategic positioning of the hotel. The history of Raffles Hotel is extremely diverse, and it goes back to 1887, founded by the Sarkis brothers.
From the earliest days, the hotel's service and luxurious amenities attracted the rich and famous.
We have always welcomed celebrities. Rudyard Kipling, the author of The Jungle Book, has stayed with us. Somerset Maugham, Charlie Chaplin. We have the celebrities and stars of our current times as well, arriving and staying with us, but of course we do not share their names.
Sometimes, though, there's no hiding it, especially when the world's media and hundreds of screaming fans give the game away. But for Christian, what's important is that every guest is treated like royalty.
Our luxury happens in the way we relate to our guests, we talk to our guests, we entertain and excite our guests. That's what really defines luxury hospitality for us.
That and a few mod cons along the way can't hurt.
The hotel was the first hotel in Singapore that had air conditioning and electricity. We were the first hotel that actually offered a butler service as well, to have French chefs. And these are all attributes that still define us right now.
And the innovations continue. In 2019, Raffles completed a renovation that was rumored to have cost close to $200 million.
We actually preserved everything that made us who we are, and then added different layers to actually make us relevant again and create atmospheres, environments, experiences that our current luxury travelers are looking for. I think the restoration that we did put us back on the map of being one of the top hotels in the world, and the renovation actually allowed us to continue that path.
So what can you expect when you stay at this top hotel? Well, Christian couldn't resist giving us a tour.
We're in our beautiful Palm Court garden, which is one of the most sought-after spaces for our hotel residents. Raffles Hotel Singapore is built on 3 hectares. Half of the space is dedicated only to hotel residents. Space creates luxury. In addition to the 115 suites that make up Raffles Hotel, we do have 9 restaurants and bars.
The bars. Raffles is the birthplace of the famous Singapore sling. But even before its creator shook the world with that concoction, he came up with another, which is much more first class.
It's called the $1 Million Cocktail, created in 1910s. It's more of the egg white, gin sour, slightly on the fruitier side, more on the drier side. Some sweet vermouth and homemade grenadine syrup. The next ingredient will be the pineapple juice. After that, we will just need the dry shake. So dry shake is basically shaking the cocktail without the ice. There's no dilution, there's no chilling, but this one is required for creating the foam for the cocktail, which is very essential. After the dry shake, we will just add some ice. And let's give it a nice shake. So now our cocktail is nicely chilled, and we will fine strain it. And the $1 million cocktail complete. Please enjoy.
Raffles was declared a national monument in Singapore in 1987. The so-called Grand Dame of Southeast Asia often tops the world's best hotel lists. But for Christian, luxury simply comes from being there.
The most luxurious element of any stay with us is that you get a feeling when you entered our premises that time just ticks in a different way. Everything slows down in our walls. This is something that we are very proud of because we want our guests to enjoy this phenomenal estate, the asset that we have created. And it's important for our guests to feel comfortable, to understand that they're in a very, very special place. It is emotional luxury at a very refined level. You arrive as guests, you leave as friends, and you come back as family.
Cementing its position as a travel must, the island state boasts a host of shopping options to suit every budget and taste. For those looking to satiate their fashion fix, Orchard Road is on every visitor's itinerary. It boasts over 5,000 stores along its 2.2-kilometer route. And for luxury labels, you can't miss the eye-catching architecture that is Ion Orchard, which itself boasts over 400 top-end stores. And for those hoping for a more nature-filled experience with an ocean breeze, head over to Marina Bay Sands.
We have 270 boutiques and 19 duplexes, one of the largest duplex collection in Singapore today. We pride ourselves on being the one-stop luxury shopping destination, from watches and jewelry to home and living, fashion, beauty, and even a dedicated children's precinct. We're constantly evolving and constantly seeking new ways to deliver the best-in-class retail experiences. So our VIP shoppers and the celebrities who have visited us find it really convenient. And if they feel that they don't want to walk, we have the buggy service for them any time of the day.
Welcome to your Marina Bay Sands personal shopping experience. Let's start our journey.
This personal shopping service offers to chauffeur VIPs around the mall.
Morning, welcome to Ralph Lauren. How are you today?
And unlike other personal shopping services where you're given only one stylist, this one provides many, all from the brands themselves.
Welcome to Gelati. How are you today? Please allow me to show you around. This is our first store opened in Southeast Asia in year 2022 and is our biggest flagship store in Asia Pacific.
Marina Bay Sands isn't only collaborating with brands to offer new experiences, it also works with some of the world's best designers and architects, offering unique and visually stunning buildings, all housed in over 74,000 square meters of space. Inspired by the Roman Pantheon, the Apple Store here makes its mark as the only floating spherical Apple Store on the planet. And an underwater tunnel joins the main mall to the only floating Louis Vuitton store in the world, housed in a striking crystal pavilion. And it's not just the stores themselves that are out to impress. Designer Ned Kahn conceived Rain Oculus, a 21-meter whirlpool that is both a skylight and artwork. The water collected is recycled back to the piece and also fills a canal that runs through the atrium. It is just one of the many artworks and initiatives that high-end visitors can explore in a space that is constantly evolving. With retail therapy all done, it's time to relax, eat, and enjoy. And Singapore is famous for its cuisine, offering a truly global array of menu options, including 55 restaurants that have been awarded Michelin stars. Achieving the highest rating of 3 stars, Les Amis offers French cuisine with an occasional Asian twist that the Michelin Guide describes as singularly sophisticated. Or go neo-Nordic with Zen, where premium ingredients infuse the dishes with unique character. And it's an understated and graceful setting in Odette, where you'll find head chef and co-owner Julien Roya.
This is our signature Campot peppercorn pigeon, served with cabocha pumpkin and glazed chestnut. The name Odette is coming from my grandma, so it's my little tribute to her. She is really someone very important to me and the person that actually showed me how much passion, pleasure, happiness and emotion you can give to people through food and cuisine.
With techniques naturally handed down from his French family, head chef Julien's award-winning cuisine also has a classic Asian influence, a nod to the part of the world that he has called home for over a decade.
Little Asian touch here. We do a bao made of the pigeon meat and pigeon liver that will be served as a side dish for the pigeon dish. So the idea is really to use every single part of the product, from the pigeon breast to the leg, the bone for the jus, the heart and the liver for the bao.
A childhood spent foraging and learning the lay of the land has helped shape Odette's menu. But for this chef, there's only one true influence.
It's the produce and the raw material, the raw ingredients that will be the starting point of any recipe.
Chef Julien holds firm in ensuring the quality of ingredients is never compromised. And he takes pride in sourcing from artisanal, ethical, and where possible, local producers.
Well, there's always this notion of sense of place for us that is important. Being in Singapore, as you know, the sourcing is a little bit paradoxal because we have not much growing here, but in the same time we have access to plenty of different products from different parts of the world, and really the world is our market.
Odette also boasts an impressive selection of wines from around the world, carefully selected by its wine director, Vincent Tan, to go perfectly with the dishes.
The most expensive wines we have are definitely from Burgundy, so collections from Domaine Leroy, Domaine Romanée-Conti, which are among some of the rarest in the world. So this is probably the most expensive bottle that we have on the list right now. So a bottle of Domaine Romanée-Conti Grand Cru from 2017 vintage. Right now it's on the list for $30,000.
A hefty price tag reserved for the most discerning wine connoisseurs, with a purchasing power to match, of course. But this is first class, and we do showcase the very best that money can buy. And Odette has been consistently serving Singapore's elite since it opened its doors in 2015.
I want people to feel home, have good time, and hopefully forget about their daily worries of life as soon as they pass the door. Spend a few hours with us, reboost their energy and the positivity and happiness. And I think that's exactly what we are striving for every lunch, every dinner, every day.
So what sites do crazy rich tourists need to check off the list when they visit Singapore? Gardens by the Bay offers a horticultural tropical treasure trove, while the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple is a place to worship and explore in Chinatown. And don't miss the Instagram-ready backdrop that is the Merlion. It is, after all, Singapore's national icon. Also a must-see for most visitors is the eclectic skyline, and what better way to view that vista than from the balmy waters of the Singapore Strait. Operating since 2015, the Royal Albatross has gained a reputation for being one of the most memorable and luxurious maritime experiences this island state has to offer. Passengers get to enjoy a 360-degree panoramic view that covers both sea and sky, and the man behind it all is Peter Pellar.
This is the Grand Saloon. This particular space I had to redesign 6 times in order to get it right. So in the end, these beams, these solid wooden beams, are the actual aircon ducts. I went to a timber yard in Malaysia, and literally as I was walking out the timber yard, I saw this huge pile of very old wood. Now I took an axe and I took a chop at them, and inside there was this beautiful red wood. So we literally bought 6 tons of that wood. We took the decision to spend literally 9 months training the artisans to learn how to sail the ship. And we still have 9 of that crew with us today. And it's why we keep the ship in such high level of maintenance, because they're passionate about it. They literally hand-built the ship. We've had many celebrities, movie stars, F1, Mika Häkkinen, for example. So we do have quite an A-list. Our most famous, I'd say, is Her Royal Highness Princess Anne. She came out here in 2018, I believe it was, and she spent a few hours on board and absolutely loved it. It's just such a unique, romantic experience. I mean, you really have to experience it to understand it. But we really focused on the whole ambience and the setting with the mood lighting and the music and the dining experience. And that's what people love and why people keep coming back. And we just try to do things that are different. The ship is different, The experience is different, and we just try and think outside the box.
So that's it. We've sailed the seas, we've shopped till we dropped, and we visited some of the best hotels and restaurants Singapore has to offer travelers who are ready to go first class.